So our nav mesh patroller seems to be patrolling pretty well, but let's give him eyesight so he can chase and attack and do all sorts of stuff to our character. Open up patroller again, and let's add an animator called anim and a public transform called target. And that's going to be our player game object. Now we need a vector3 called last known position, which is going to be the last place that our enemy saw the character. We also need public transform called eye, and that's going to be the transform we use to see from. So in start, let's add anim equals get component animator. Now let's create a Boolean called can see target. And this is going to be a function that returns a result. Now let's create the Boolean itself and call it can see and set it to false. Now let's create a ray, call it ray. Let's make it a new ray, which starts at the eye.position with a direction of target.transform.position minus eye.position, which is going to be from the eye pointing towards the target. Let's declare a raycast hit and call it hit. Then we'll type if physics.raycast ray out hit if hit.transform not equal target can see equals false, else can see equals true. And at the end, return can see. So this sends a ray out from the eye position to the target position. Then if it hits something, it checks whether or not the thing it hit was the target. Now if it's not the target, it's going to be a wall or something, then we set can see to false. So here in the update function, we'll change this section a little bit. So before this else, let's type if can see target, open close parentheses, then open close brackets. Now if we can see the target, we want him to stop patrolling and we want him to come after the target. So let's type agent.setDestination target.transform.position. Then let's set patrolling to false. Now we'll check if we're close enough to stop or not. If agent.remaining distance is less than agent.stopping distance, else, okay, so if we're really close, we will set anim.setBool attack true. And I can just copy and paste this line and set it to false if we are not less than the stopping distance. In the else here, we can't see the target, so let's set anim.setBool attack to false. And let's type if not patrolling agent.setDestination last known position. If agent.remaining distance is less than agent.stopping distance, patrolling equals true. So this means if he got to the last place he saw your character, then he's just going to go back to patrolling, because if he would have seen you in the middle of that, then he'd go into his follow mode. And then let's start coroutine, go to next point, and let's get rid of this one. And at the very end here, let's use anim.setFloat forward agent.velocity.square magnitude. Now let's go ahead to the start function and set the value of last known position to our own position so that we won't go wandering off in search of lost memories. And then down here in can see target, if you can see it, then let's set the last known position to target.transform.position. Save the script, and let's go to Unity and assign our variables. So first we need to assign our target, and then we need to create an eye. So we have our character right here, so we can go ahead and drag that into the target slot. And then on the eye, we can create an empty. And just to be sure it won't ever be obstructed, we can bring it up higher than his head. And now we can assign the eye, give it a name, and let's see how it works. So he's going on patrol. I saw him go right over the edge, so let's add that parabolic movement script later. Now let's walk our character over to him and see how that goes. Oh, I think he sees me. Yes, here he is. Oh, and now he's attacking. Beautiful. So let's add the nav mesh jumper script so that he can jump with parabolas over these edges. And I bet if we add some more obstructions on the way and make him a little bit slower, so let's set his speed to 2 and his acceleration to 10. Then I bet we can get away from him and test if he comes to our last known location or not. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate a few of these, maybe lay them across the path so he can't quite see me so quickly, and duplicate it a few more times to hopefully make it where we can't really be seen. Now let's rebake the nav mesh. And let's test this out. He's coming. Is he going to find me? Oh, he's going to find me. He found me. Oh, he lost me. And now he's going back on his patrol. All right, so it works.